قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: من قرأ هذه الصلاة مرة واحدة كتب الله له ثواب حجة مقبولة وثواب من أعتق رقبة من ولد إسماعيل عليه السلام. فيقول الله تعالى: يا ملائكتي هذا عبد من عبادي أكثر الصلاة على حبيبي محمد، فوعزتي وجلالي ووجودي ومجدي وارتفاعي لأعطينه بكل حرف صلى قصرا في الجنة، وليأتيني يوم القيامة تحت لواء الحمد نور وجهه كالقمر ليلة البدر وكفه في كف حبيبي محمد. هذا لمن قالها كل يوم جمعة له هذا الفضل، والله ذو الفضل العظيم. اللهم إني أسألك بحق ما حمل كرسيك من عظمتك وقدرتك وجلالك وبهائك وسلطانك، وبحق اسمك المخزون المكنون الذي سميت به نفسك وأنزلته في كتابك واستأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك، أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. وأسألك باسمك الذي إذا دعيت به أجبت وإذا سئلت به أعطيت. وأسألك باسمك الذي وضعته على الليل فأظلم وعلى النهار فاستنار وعلى السماوات فاستقلت وعلى الأرض فاستقرت وعلى الجبال فرست وعلى الصعبة فذلت وعلى ماء السماء فسكبت وعلى ماء السحاب فأمطرت. وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا محمد نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا آدم نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك به أنبياؤك ورسلك وملائكتك المقربون صلى الله عليهم أجمعين. وأسألك بما سألك به أهل طاعتك أجمعين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مطحية والجبال مرسية والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب منيرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أحصاه اللوح المحفوظ من علمك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب عندك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء ما أنت خالقه من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد صفوف الملائكة وتسبيحهم وتقديسهم وتحميدهم وتمجيدهم وتكبيرهم وتهليلهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. وأوردنا حوضه واسقنا بكأسه وانفعنا بمحبته اللهم آمين. والرياح الذارية الثانية من يوم
وأسألك بأسمائك التي دعوتك بها أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عدد ما وصفت ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت أن ترحمني وتتوب علي وتعافيني من جميع البلاء والبلوى وأن تغفرني وترحم المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات وأن تغفر لعبدك المذنب الخاطئ الضعيف وأن تتوب عليه إنك غفور رحيم.
صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد
يا رب العالمين.
والمطر والنبات من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من قرأ هذه الصلاة مرة واحدة كتب الله له ثواب حجة مقبولة وثواب من أعتق رقبة من ولد إسماعيل عليه السلام فيقول الله تعالى يا ملائكتي هذا عبد من عبادي الصلاة خلقت في بحارك السبعة مما لا يعلم وجلالي ووجودي ومجدي وارتفاعي لأعطينه بكل حرف صلى
صل على سيدنا محمد
وليأتين
وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها
في كف حبيبي محمد.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من الجن والإنس وما أنت خالقه إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم وألحاظهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد طيران الجن والملائكة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الطيور والهوام وعدد الوحوش والآكام في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الأحياء والأموات. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أظلم عليه الليل وأشرق عليه النهار من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد من يمشي على رجلين ومن يمشي على أربع من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من صلى عليه من الجن والإنس والملائكة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما يجب أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما ينبغي أن يصلى عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى شيء من الصلاة عليه. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الأولين وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وأسألك اللهم بالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا آدم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا نوح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إبراهيم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا صالح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يونس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أيوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يعقوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوسف عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا موسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هارون عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعيب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إسماعيل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا داود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا سليمان عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا زكريا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يحيى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أرميا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعياء عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إلياس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا اليسع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا ذو الكفل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوشع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد نبيك عدد ما خلقته من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مدحية والجبال مرسية والبحار مجرأة والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب مستنيرة كنت حيث كنت لا يعلم أحد حيث كنت إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كلماتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد نعمتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زينة عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنت خالق فيهن إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة قطرت من سماواتك إلى أرضك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يسبحك ويهللك ويكبرك ويعظمك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل نسمة خلقتها فيهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرياح الذارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت عليه الرياح وحركته من الأغصان والأشجار والأوراق والثمار وجميع ما خلقت على أرضك وما بين سماواتك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد نجوم السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 بحارك مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه فيها إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ملء 7 بحارك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زنة 7 بحارك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أمواج بحارك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مستقر الأرضين وسهلها وجبالها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد اضطراب المياه العذبة والملحة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقته على جديد أرضك في مستقر الأرضين شرقها وغربها سهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وطريقها وعامرها وغامرها إلى سائر ما خلقته عليها وما فيها ومدر وحجر من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي عدد نبات الأرض من قبلتها وشرقها وغربها وسهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وأشجارها وثمارها وأوراقها وزروعها وجميع ما يخرج من نباتها وبركاتها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من الجن والإنس والشياطين وما أنت خالقه منهم إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل شعرة في أبدانهم وفي وجوههم وعلى رؤوسهم منذ خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد خفقان الطير وطيران الجن والشياطين من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل بهيمة خلقتها على جديد أرضك من صغير أو كبير في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها من إنسها وجنها ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد خطاهم على وجه الأرض من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يصلي عليه، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد القطر والمطر والنبات، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل شيء. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد في الليل إذا يغشى، وصل على سيدنا محمد في النهار إذا تجلى، وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرة والأولى، وصل على سيدنا محمد شابا زكيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد كهلا مرضيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد منذ كان في المهد صبيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الصلاة شيء. اللهم وأعط سيدنا محمدا المقام المحمود الذي وعدته، الذي إذا قال صدقته وإذا سأل أعطيته. اللهم وأعظم برهانه وشرف بنيانه وأبلج حجته وبين فضيلته. اللهم وتقبل شفاعته في أمته، واستعملنا بسنته، وتوفنا على ملته، واحشرنا في زمرته وتحت لوائه، واجعلنا من رفقائه، وأوردنا حوضه، واسقنا بكأسه، وانفعنا بمحبته، اللهم آمين. وأسألك بأسمائك التي دعوتك بها أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عدد ما وصفت ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت، أن ترحمني وتتوب علي وتعافيني من جميع البلاء والبلوى، وأن تغفر لي وترحم المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات، وأن تغفر لعبدك المذنب الخاطئ الضعيف وأن تتوب عليه إنك غفور رحيم. اللهم آمين يا رب العالمين. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: من قرأ هذه الصلاة مرة واحدة كتب الله له ثواب حجة مقبولة وثواب من أعتق رقبة من ولد إسماعيل عليه السلام. فيقول الله تعالى: يا ملائكتي هذا عبد من عبادي أكثر الصلاة على حبيبي محمد، فوعزتي وجلالي ووجودي ومجدي وارتفاعي لأعطينه بكل حرف صلى قصرا في الجنة، وليأتيني يوم القيامة تحت لواء الحمد نور وجهه كالقمر ليلة البدر وكفه في كف حبيبي محمد. هذا لمن قالها كل يوم جمعة له هذا الفضل، والله ذو الفضل العظيم. اللهم إني أسألك بحق ما حمل كرسيك من عظمتك وقدرتك وجلالك وبهائك وسلطانك، وبحق اسمك المخزون المكنون الذي سميت به نفسك وأنزلته في كتابك واستأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك، أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. وأسألك باسمك الذي إذا دعيت به أجبت وإذا سئلت به أعطيت. وأسألك باسمك الذي وضعته على الليل فأظلم، وعلى النهار فاستنار، وعلى السماوات فاستقلت، وعلى الأرض فاستقرت، وعلى الجبال فرست، وعلى الصعبة فذلت، وعلى ماء السماء فسكبت، وعلى ماء السحاب فأمطرت. وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا محمد نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا آدم نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك به أنبياؤك ورسلك وملائكتك المقربون صلى الله عليهم أجمعين. وأسألك بما سألك به أهل طاعتك أجمعين، أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مطحية والجبال مرسية والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب منيرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أحصاه اللوح المحفوظ من علمك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب عندك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء ما أنت خالقه من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد صفوف الملائكة وتسبيحهم وتقديسهم وتحميدهم وتمجيدهم وتكبيرهم وتهليلهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية والرياح الزارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة تقطر من سماواتك إلى أرضك وما تقطر إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت الرياح وعدد ما تحركت الأشجار والأوراق والزروع وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يعقوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوسف عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا موسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هارون عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعيب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إسماعيل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا داود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا سليمان عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا زكريا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يحيى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أرميا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعياء عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إلياس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا اليسع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا ذو الكفل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوشع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد نبيك عدد ما خلقته من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مدحية والجبال مرسية والبحار مجرأة والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب مستنيرة، كنت حيث كنت لا يعلم أحد حيث كنت إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك. اللهم صل على سيدنا ما خلقت في 7 سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنت خالق فيهن إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة قطرت من سماواتك إلى أرضك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يسبحك ويهللك ويكبرك ويعظمك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل نسمة خلقتها فيهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرياح الذارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت عليه الرياح وحركته من الأغصان والأشجار والأوراق والثمار وجميع ما خلقت على أرضك وما بين سماواتك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد نجوم السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 بحارك مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه فيها إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ملء 7 بحارك وصل على سيدنا محمد زنة 7 بحارك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أمواج بحارك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مستقر الأرضين وسهلها وجبالها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد اضطراب المياه العذبة والملحة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقته على جديد أرضك في مستقر الأرضين شرقها وغربها سهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وطريقها وعامرها وغامرها إلى سائر ما خلقته عليه.
ahiret evladı Resul Eshab-ı Efendilerimizin vesaire enbiyazen ve Resulü fiyan haziratın erbaa şeriflerine Pirimiz Bilal-ı Habeş radıyallahu anh Efendimizin, Şeyhimiz SahibulSaif Şeyh Abdulkerim el-Kibrisi Rabbani Hazretlerinin alelhusus bu caminin bahanesi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş imam müezzin kaymlarının ve kahve ehli ivanın ervahı için Allah rızası için el-Fatiha. Allahümme salli aleyhi ve sellem. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen-nebi. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallu aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli alâ seyyidina Muhammedin ve alâ ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu ekber, Allahu ekber. Allahu ekber, Allahu ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya aleyhisselam. Hayya aleyhisselam. Hayya aleyhisselam. Hayya aleyhisselam. Allahu ekber, Allahu ekber. La ilahe illallah. La ilahe illallah.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Nahmadullah ta'ala wa nastaghfiru wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. Wa ashhadu anna sayyidina Muhammadan abduhu habibuhu wa rasuluh sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa azwajihi wa ashabi tabi'i khulafa rashidin mahadin min ba'di. Wa zrahmati ala tahqiq خصوصا منهم علامات خلفاء الرسول على تحقيق أمراء المؤمنين حضرة أبو بكر وعمر عثمان وعلي وعلى باقي الصحابة التابعين رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. يا أيها المؤمنون الحاضرون اتقوا الله تعالى إن الله مع الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah who says in the Quran Karim, Ya'uz billah min shaitan rajim, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. O you who believe, be persistently standing firm for Allah as witnesses in justice, and do not let the hatred of a people prevent you from being just. Be just, for that is nearer to righteousness. Fear Allah, for verily Allah is aware of what you do. Sadaqallah al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon the Sultan of the Prophets, Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ, who said, if someone sends salawat to me 100 times on Friday, when the day of judgment comes, he will come with a light. And had that light been divided among all of creation, it would have been enough for them. May peace and blessings be upon him and upon his noble family and upon his blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Farooq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. May peace and blessings be upon the scholars of taqwa and upon the righteous awliya and upon the Shaykh of the Naksibendi order and upon the khulafa and sultans, especially upon the Ottoman parishas and all those who follow and honor them until the last day. Amin. O believers, we must give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has created us Muslims. Because when we say that we are Muslims, we are connecting ourselves to a living tradition of over 1,000 years that comes from the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And in reality, a Muslim is the one who follows Islam, is following the same divine teachings of all the prophets which were perfected in the time of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Islam is not a religion like other religions. Islam is not concerned only with one tribe or one nation. Islam is not concerned only with making people pray and to do rituals. Islam is not concerned only on giving people a spirituality. Islam is a religion that came to bring Allah's laws into the world and to establish those laws through a divine representative, so that we may taste something of divinity. Every prophet was representing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Holy Prophet ﷺ is the Rasul of Allah, the servant of Allah, the Habib of Allah. When the Holy Prophet ﷺ passed from this world, the divine representation, it did not pass with him. It continued with the men who were continuing the prophetic mission. It continued with the Khulafa Rashidin, and it continued with the Amirs, and it continued with the Sultans. This continuation is coming from the ayat from Surah An-Nisa. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. O you who believe, obey Allah, obey His Prophet, and obey your rightly guided leaders. Sadaqallah Azim. Through this ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered the ummah to a divine protocol. And for 1,400 years, the ummah was organizing itself and running to fulfill the obedience of Allah, the obedience of the Rasul, and the obedience of the rightly guided leaders. Today's Muslims, They have put a poison inside of us. Instead of Sami'na wa ta'na, we hear and we obey. This poison, since the fall of the Khilafat, is we hear, we question, maybe we obey. Intelligence, it is equated to asking, questioning, a doubt. This is not an Islamic issue. This is a Western issue. Because in the West, for over 1,000 years, they say don't question anything. But in Islam, since the time of the Prophet ﷺ, Allah is giving the divine wisdom and the divine knowledge. And the Muslims have started asking about themselves and about their Lord and about this creation. And everywhere they turn, they want to see the face of Allah. So this poison, it continued. And so we question not to look for the face of Allah. We question to put doubt so that we can say in this Akhir Zaman, Allah doesn't rule here. We began to question the ayats and the hadiths in our history. There is doubt there they are putting in us, especially the young ones, whether there is even any concept or reality of an Amir or a Khalifa or a Sultan in Islam. Can you imagine? But for 1400 years, this reality was not questioned. It was a part of Islam. And Muslims structured their society here and hereafter to support their righteous Sultan, because they understood that supporting him was in reality supporting Allah and His Prophet. And for most of our history, one of the parts of the Ummah that was working to spread the obedience of Allah and His Prophet on the earth, to spread the obedience of the Sultan on the face of the earth, was the ulama, the scholars. Who is an alim? Holy Prophet ﷺ was asked, who is the greatest alim? And he ﷺ replied, the one who lives in greatest fear of Allah Most High. So the one who has knowledge, the greatest knowledge, is the one who has the most fear of Allah. And in another hadith sharif he says, the ulama are the successors of the prophets. Verily the prophets do not pass on gold and silver coins, but rather they only pass on ilm, and knowledge. When we look to the history of Islam, we see countless examples of scholars, of ulama. They are fitting into these descriptions. They were not proud of their knowledge. More knowledge they had, more fear of Allah was in them. Those were our role models, where they would even go against the kings who were against the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ, and they would rather be martyred or be tortured than to succumb to those wrong ideas. The alims, the ulamas, they were doing the work of the Prophet. They were standing up against the tyrants, and they were carrying on the inheritance of the Prophet, which is to bring the obedience and submission to Allah in this world. We have examples in the 4 Imams of fiqh, in the 2 Imams of Aqidah. We have examples in the great Imams like Imam al-Ghazali, Imam al-Nawawi, Imam Bayhaq. When we look at these Imams, when we look at the scholars of Islam, and this is just a tip of an iceberg. Regardless of their mazhab or their teaching, they were all supporting first and foremost what is sent here to protect this world and to protect our spirit, the Shariat of Allah. And they were supporting the one who was representing that Shariatullah, the shadow of Allah on the earth, the Khalifa. As Ahl Sunnah wal Jamaat, we must look at our history, not only until the time of the 4 Imams. We must look at our most recent history, how they protected that Ahl Sunnah Aqidah for hundreds of years, how they protected the religion when the rest of kufr was getting stronger and stronger and aiming to destroy. And when we look to just a few hundred years ago, we see the clear example of the Ottoman Empire and the example of the Osmanli ulama. We see the example of Shaykh Akshamsuddin the teacher of Sultan Mehmed Fatihan. We see the example of Shaykh Abu Suud Efendi, the Shaykhul Islam in the time of Sultan Suleiman, the lawgiver. The West called him magnificent because all they could see was the glitter that he brought. But he was known in Islam as Kanuni Sultan Suleiman, the one who brought the Shariat into a more perfect form in his time. What were these kinds of scholars? What were they doing? They were working together with the Sultan to bring the greatness of Islam. They were dealing with issues of the whole world, of technology, of rulership, of diplomacy. They were assisting the Sultan to institute the laws of Allah on the earth and to bring mercy and justice to the people and to establish the Haybat of Islam throughout the earth, to bring justice to the world. They were working with the Sultan for the purpose of bringing itaat, the obedience of Allah, into the world. The goal of the Sultan was Allah's rida, Allah's happiness. The goal of the ulama was Allah's happiness. And together they worked together to establish adalat, justice, into the world. And so the power of the state and the power of religion, the deen, they were together. And because they were together, the help of Allah was coming. They were pulling Allah's pleasure. And fitting to the hadith, when the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, "Verily, those who were fair, they will be upon pulpits of light in the presence of Allah, near the right hand of the merciful, the exalted, and both of his sides are equally honorable. They are those who practice justice in their rulings and with their families and in all they did." So this was our condition for most of our history. And that justice from the top, it came down. And there was justice in societies and communities. There was justice in the families. And there was justice between races and between religions. There was justice in this world. There was justice in nature, in the earth and in the sky. There was not tyranny. When this was our condition, we see that Islam was in a state of honor. And the Muslims and mankind were in a state of honor. Something changed. We look at our present condition and we know something has changed. But do we study our history? No. The history of Islam is the last thing, if anything, that Muslims, believers, are studying. We must study our history. And we see that the Sultan, he continued to work for Allah. The Sultans continued to shed their blood for Allah, to sacrifice, crying for the ummah, turning their hairs white, worrying about the ummah. But the scholars changed. The mission of the scholars changed. Instead of working with the Sultan to bring about obedience of Allah on the earth, they began to work against the Sultan and they began to desire the dunya. How were they tricked? How did they change so easy? The ulama, they had been warned of this danger for 1400 years. Because the nature of scholarship, the nature of knowledge is that if the person holding that knowledge, if he becomes proud, if that knowledge does not bring the fear of Allah, but that knowledge brings about arrogance, and because he is arrogant, he will not practice it and apply it to their life. And when that happens, they become corrupted. Hazrat Umar Farooq radiallahu anh warned against this fitna when he said, if you see an alim who loves this world, then accuse him of abusing your religion, because every lover swims in what he loves. And Imam al-Ghazali Qarasasir said, the scholars of Akhirat are those who do not use their religion for worldly gains, nor sell the Akhirat for the dunya. Because he knows the honor of Akhirat and he knows the dishonor of dunya. He who does not realize the enmity between dunya and Akhirat is not from the people of knowledge of Allah. Whoever knows this but does not practice it, it is the slave of shaitan, because his desires have destroyed his soul and he is overcome by ghaflat. And anyone following him perishes. Imam al-Ghazali is recording a conversation between Allah and Hazrat Daud alayhi salam. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya Daud, do you realize what I do to a scholar if he prefers his desires to my love? I deprive him of the pleasures of my address. Ya Daud, do not ask me about a scholar drunk with the world, so that he could not turn you away from the path of my love. They are the robbers, the crooks, the criminals on the path of my servants. These warnings, they were given for a reason. And 100 years ago, we see that the scholars have become robbers. They have robbed the believers of their faith while wearing the jubbas and turbans of authority. We see this especially beginning in the time of Sultan Abdulhamid Khan, when it was a scholar who legalized the removal of Ulu Hakan, Sultan Abdulhamid Khan. The rebels within the government knew that they needed a fatwa to remove the sultan, so they appointed a scholar, a Shaykhul-Islam, who made a fatwa against Sultan Abdulhamid Khan, making slanders and lies, saying, if the ruler of the Muslims tampers with and burns the sacred books and steals public money and kills the people and causes civil war and bloodshed, and if it is shown that by removing him there will be peace, and if the people in power think he should be removed, then our answer is, Olur, let it be done. This was a fatwa of an alim, of the Shaykhul Islam. We now know, if peace was the result of this removal, now we now know what would happen when the real scholars, they passed. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anh said, one alim after another will continue dying, and traces of the truth will get wiped off until there will be a lot of ignorant people and the ulama will be gone. The people will then practice on their ignorance. They will adopt beliefs that are not on the path of truth, and in this way they will go off the Sirat al-Mustaqim. The scholars of the Akhir Zaman is fitting to that description. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ gave a heavy warning about the scholars of this era, saying, a time will come to the people that only the name of Islam and the form of the Quran will remain. Masjids will be rich on the outside, but it will be empty of salvation. Their scholars will be the most evil under the sky. Fitna comes from them and will go back to them. The Holy Prophet ﷺ, he did not speak from himself. Everything he said was inspired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So why is he calling the Akhir Zaman scholars the most evil under the sky and saying they are the source and destination of fitna? Because they are not using their knowledge for haqq. The scholars of Akhir Zaman, they are not inheriting from the tradition of the ulama, who are the inheritors of the prophets. Instead, they are inheritors of the tradition of those who signed a fatwa against Sultan Abdulhamid Khan, because they were tricked by the enemies of Islam, because they were tricked by those ones who appeal to their arrogance and their desire for dunya and their hatred of authority. And because of that, they themselves are not guided and they have no guidance to give. We can look at the situation ourselves. It is as if the ulama of today is saying that those who call for a khilafat, they are on the way of misguidance. It is as if they have made haram for the nation to call out for Allah to send the Khalifa. Are they calling for the Sultanate? Or at least saying to the people, we made a mistake and we should have love for the Khilafat in our heart? Or are they saying, just as the Shaykhul Islam from Sultan Abdul Hamid's time, there is no such thing as Khilafat in Islam? This is the scholars saying. The sultans and the khalifas, they were corrupt. We should be free. We should be liberal. We should follow the West. We should modernize. We should just apply the laws of Allah to ourselves and not worry about bringing justice in the world. We should not stand up for justice. We should not enjoin good. We should not forbid evil. Everyone is free. Practice Islam to yourself, and that is enough. But look at today's scholars, and we can see that the answer is clear. We look at the behavior of today's scholars, and we can see that it has nothing to do with the ulama of the past. Today, scholarship is a way for someone to gain a living, to gain recognition. And to gain a living, to gain recognition, you must please the people and you must be entertaining. Hazrat Ali Karamallahu Wajha warned against this type of scholar, saying, acquire knowledge. Once you have gained it, protect it. Do not mix it with laughter or with playing, or else the heart will reject it. When an alim laughs just once, he throws away a part of knowledge. Today's scholars are going to be the doors. They're going to the doors of the tyrants for support. Not to the doors of the Khalifa or the sultans of Allah. No, they're going to the doors of oppressors, to the doors of those who are killing and butchering the Muslims. And they are becoming allies with them. This kind of conduct, it leads to the greatest danger. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, whoever goes to the gates of the ruler will be put to trial. A servant does not move closer to the ruler except that he moves further away from Allah. And Hazrat Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman radiallahu anh said, beware of going to the places of fitna, the doors of the rulers. When you go to a ruler, you end up supporting his falsehood and saying what is not in your heart. The scholars of Akhir Zaman say that when they go to the rulers, they are like Musa alayhi salam, going to speak to Firaun. But what did Musa alayhi salam say to Firaun? He said, obey Allah, submit to Allah, and free the Bani Israel, and don't be a tyrant. When these scholars go to the rulers, are they speaking the truth to them? Or are they getting paid and being told that they are allowed to say and what they are allowed not to say? Scholars, the scholars of today, running, tripping over themselves. Muslims should not be fooled into thinking that the Akhir Zaman scholars who go to the bloody doors of the Zalims are the same as the Ottoman ulama who worked with the Ottoman Padishahs. The Osmanli Sultans, they were servants of Allah. The Osmanli Sultans, they were shadows of Allah on earth. Their every action and every word had the intention of spreading Shariat and justice on the face of the earth. Their nights were spent in sajda, praying for the pleasure and acceptance of Allah. The Zalims of today, they are actively working against Allah. They are like Nimrud, who declared himself the Lord of the earth. And they are aiming their weapons up to the sky, saying, we also want to be the Lord of the sky. They are butchering and they're massacring Muslims daily. They're giving medals and awards to non-Muslim presidents who become famous by slaughtering Muslims. They are making alliances with the enemies of Islam and selling the honor of the Muslims for their own advantage. And these are the people that the scholars are visiting today, who they are supporting today, and who they are getting paid by today. That is why they are the worst creatures under Allah's sky. That is why we must stay away from them and from their fitna. So who do we follow? Hazrat Ali Efendi, Karamallahu Wajha, his advice for this time is reaching to us, saying, seek knowledge and you will be recognized by it. Practice it and you will be the best of its people. There will come a time when 90% of the people on earth, they will reject the truth. None will be saved in such a time except for those who are unknown and unheard of. They are the imams of guidance and the lamps of knowledge. Our Shaykh used to speak and opening this knowledge up from Hazrat Ali for years. And he's saying, if you see that scholar being praised, if you see that scholar appearing in news media, if you see that scholar being put up and supported by governments and ideologies, put a question mark there. Stay away from them. Our Shaykh is saying, the murshid is that one who knows when the road comes to a fork, which way to turn. He sees the light going ahead, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ is holding that torch. Anyone who is following, they may go, inshallah rahman. The chain of scholarship, it broke. But the chain of the awliya is never broken. The friends of Allah who are receiving the knowledge fresh and alive from the Prophet ﷺ, they kept their support and their allegiance to the Sultan. And our Shaykh, SahibulSaif, Shaykh Abdulkerim al-Kibrisi Rabbani, is connecting us to that chain. And he's connecting us to Sultan al-Awliya, Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Nazim Hakkani, through 40 grand sheikhs. They are continuing the work of looking for the face of Allah and His happiness in this world. Those are the ones that we must follow in the Akhir Zaman. They are showing the ones who are showing the way back to Haqq. They are the ones who, like Hazrat Ibn Arabi cannot be tempted by dunya because they have conquered it. As Hazrat Ibn Arabi said, I thanked Allah for having given me victory over my nafs. And I said, oh my ego, by the power of Him who gave you a nature inclined to rebellion and made you vulnerable to all kinds of bad characteristics, I swear I will not leave you in peace until you live up to the teachings of the Book of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. This is the way of the friends of Allah, and it is the way of those who follow them. Find them and be in safety in this Akhir Zaman. Our goal must be to seek the pleasure of Allah. And once you find them, hold on to them very tightly, because shaitan will not leave you alone. Your nafs will never leave you alone then. This dunya will continue to tempt you, and your desires will continue to rebel. Hold on to them. They will tell you, you must ask, you must question, and you must doubt. Get rid of that from the heart. Hold on tightly, purely to the jubbah of our Shaykh. And our Shaykh is telling us in a simple and a clear and beautiful way, if we want to be with those ones, with the prophets, with the salihin and the righteous people, with the friends of Allah, with the martyrs, with the shuhada and the good ones, then we must obey Allah and His Prophet. And obedience to Allah and His Prophet is to obey those who are obeying them. Inshallah, we will live according to this. Inshallah, we will die according to this. We're asking our Lord to count us amongst those who obey Allah, the Prophet, and our rightly guided leader. We're asking to be counted as those who obey our Shaykh and to follow him into the path of safety, dunya and akhirat. We're asking Allah to forgive us and to guide the ummah. Amin. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Nazim. La ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayh. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك سبحان قدوس ربنا سبحان قدوس ربنا إن دين الله الإسلام آمين قام الصلاة بسم الله
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر subhanallah ve elhamdülillahi ve la ilahe illallah vallahu ekber ve la havle ve la kuvvete illa billahil azim. Euzu billahi mineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ve ilâkuna vâdun la ilahe illallah rahmanirrahim. Allahu la ilahe illa huvel hayyul kayyum. Zülcelal ve kemal sübhaneke yasim. Subhanallah. Ala nimeti İslam ve şeref iman. Daimen elhamdülillah. La ilahe şen ve la ilahe gayrallahu ekber. Allahu ekber kebira velhamdülillahi kesira ve subhanallahi vasila la ilahe illallah vallahu vahdehu la şerike la lehul mulku ve lehul hamdu ve huve ala kulli şeyin kadir. Subhane rabbiyel aliyil vehhab.
Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. El-Fatiha.
Euzu billahi mineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amener Resulü bima unzile ileyhi min Rabbi vel mu'minun. Kulun amene billahi ve melaiketihi ve kütübihi ve resulih. La nuferru beyne ahadin min rusuli ve galu semina ve atana ufranek Rabbena ve ileykel masir. La yükellifullahu nefsen illa vus'aha leha ma kesebet ve aleyha ma iktesebet. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين آمنا بالله صدق الله العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله سيدنا مولانا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى المرسلين وعلى الكل الأجمل والحمد لله رب العالمين على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات
صلى الله عليه وسلم
على أبتل العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات على أكمل العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات صلوات الله تعالى وملائكته وأنبيائه ورسوله وجميع خلق محمد وعلى آل محمد عليه السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته رضي الله تبارك وتعالى صادنا أصحاب رسول الله أجمعين وعن تابعين بإحسان مجتهدين المهدين والعلماء المتقين والأولياء الصالحين وإلى مشايخنا بتركة نقشبندية العالية حدث الله تعالى أرمام زكية منور الله تعالى بركة ورى الله تعالى بركاتهم في ذاتهم دائما والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الفاتحة. فاتحة.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد.
آمين إلى شرف النبي مصطفى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. فاتحة.
Biz Osmanlıyız. Biz Osmanlıyız. Pek şanlıyız. Pek şanlıyız. Tekbir. Allahu Ekber. Tekbir. Allahu Ekber. Tekbir. Allahu Ekber.
ولله الحمد. السلام عليكم.
Aleykümselam.
Cuma mübarek inşallah. Sit. Bismillah. is it? Shaykh Efendi saying, it says to bring down kufr. We're saying. Not to say love, this, that, saying that. Then they smile at him. And I say, just go. And they ask him again, they say, if you have power to change whatever is in this world, what would you do? He didn't give a Sufi answer. You understand? When there is work to do, you don't give Sufi answer. You don't become a Sufi. When the war is there, Sufi didn't become Sufi. They were in the front lines. He said, what needs to be changed in this world to make it better? He says, everything. Turn it down a little bit. He says, everything. From top to bottom. Because everything is wrong. Believers are not believing in this. Unbelievers are believing in this. They say the whole world is wrong. Something is wrong. Those on the right say everything is wrong. Those on the left also saying everything wrong. No one is saying is right. But the believers are sleeping. They're already sold out. They're sleeping. And so, they're not teaching this proper. What is fear? What is fear? Fear is to give you knowledge. Didn't the Hutbah just say that? The biggest alims are the ones who have the greatest fear. Now, those ones who say that I fear, do you have knowledge? Or you don't have knowledge? Then that's not fear. You fear, I fear. I fear I'm going to mess up. I told Shaykh Efendi this one time longer. I said, I fear I'm going to mess up. He says, if you don't make mistake, how are you going to learn? If you don't make mistake, how are you going to learn? We didn't come into tariqat to be perfection. We're here to understand what is our mistakes and how to overcome it. Because so many of us, we don't even know our mistakes are mistakes. It's just become a habit. So we must understand what is the habit. What is that veil, so thick veil in front of us? What is that stubbornness? What is that habit? Just for man to realize, oh, I thought I was good, but this is actually not so good as a habit, how I fool myself. Just to have that attitude, 99.9% in tariqat is not accepting. They're accepting nice sohbat like this, but they're not accepting when the Shaykh says this is wrong and knocking you wall to wall because of that. They're not accepting that. Just listening, reading, Sufi poem, they believe that. But actually someone saying, bow down. You say, no, I'm not going to bow down. Why I should bow down to this one? Bow down. Why I should bow down? They start questioning. So they're not teaching in this country properly. I say, no, you cannot fear. There's no fear, there's no shame. Shame is a very bad word. Okay, we change to another word. You don't like that word. It is not shame. It is self-awareness. Aware that there's some things that are pleasing and some things is not pleasing. Depends on who is looking. Some things are pleasing. Some things are not pleasing. Some things you can do in front of everyone. You cannot do everything in front of everyone. What is it that is stopping you? Oh, shame, or decorum, or protocol, or use any other word that you want if you have problem with that word. Haya, modesty. Teaching that. Fear is very bad. Okay, you don't like the word fear. Let's call it self-awareness. Certain things that you do, it can bring harm to you. So in order to know that is bringing harm to you, you have to instill a fear of that. Child doesn't know fear. He picks up a knife just like this, no? Because he doesn't have what? He doesn't have knowledge. He doesn't have knowledge. And he doesn't have experience. He picks up a knife and just plays with it. He picks something up and he cuts himself. He picks up fire and he burns himself, not other things, not cutting other things, himself. He has knowledge. You say, take it. No, I don't want to. That fear is not just a fear because they don't understand. They understand, that's why they fear. And what is it that they understand? It causes damage. So now you must know, what are the things that you do that cause damage to yourself and to others? You're saying, now this fear is making me to be stuck. Come out from that childish attitude also. Know, what is it that is wrong? What is it that habit that you are not aware of? Don't just say, oh, okay, I don't understand, but I'll just go along with the flow. If it's happy, it's happy. It's not happy, it's not happy. We're not teaching blindness to. Tariqat is not teaching you to follow blindly. Tariqat, if anything, it makes you to open your eyes and to understand. You're understanding? That you're not understanding. They'll knock you wall to wall to make sure you understand, because this is still here. What if it's the stakes are raised? Stakes are raised, meaning it becomes more serious situation. Becomes more serious situation. What are you going to do? They don't see you as children. They see you as adults. Once you start treating children just like that, and after 7 years of age, it's okay, they're still children, you're going to have a problem when they're 13. He's still young, you're going to have a problem later. Later, they're crying, and they will blame you for everything. Later, you try to change them, it's already too late. So that fear must teach you self-awareness. It must make you to become aware. It's not making you to become aware. It's just too much. Okay, sit and be quiet a little bit. Pull back. In this country, they don't teach you to pull back. They say, just go forward, just go forward. Just show everything will be okay. Like I said before, in more traditional societies, they know, okay, we have to pull back, we have to watch. From a very young age, they learn how to observe and watch to see what is happening, how it's like this. They're using their intelligence, they're analyzing, they're thinking, they're becoming critical of themselves and of other people, how they speak and everything. The one who has no self-analysis, no criticism, you cannot enter into tariqat, because tariqat is all about looking, analyzing, looking to see yourself properly. If you're looking at yourself properly, you don't need anyone else to tell you. You don't need anyone to tell you. You don't need anyone to tell you what is right and wrong, because you're looking and you're understanding. Now, if you're being warned 1 time, 2 times, 10 times, more you should become more awake. Okay, people make mistakes, yes. People are in ghaflat, yes. But you cannot be stubborn. When we say stop, stop. But you don't understand. So always, I don't understand. Allah. Yes, you're right, I don't understand. But what I'm trying to show you, I understand that part, and I'm trying to make you to understand that part. Because we're not making you to just become children. When a child, it does something like that, it's cute when they're young. When they're old, it's not cute anymore. It's not cute. First time you make it, you knew, okay. Later on, it's not anymore. When you're old, that's the time you should be taking care of the young. When you're young, you don't take care of nothing. But when you get old, you have to take care of others. When you're old and you only take care of yourself and hope other people to take care of you, like when you are young, that time you become worse than animals. Worse than animals. Because the animals always, they enter into a different age, they always become older. They no longer behave like a puppy. No. You see our dogs here? They behave like when they're 6 months old, they're 3 months old. Never. What is it that is making us to be like this? We must take these warnings. Because, like I said, we have things to do. It takes an adult. Everyone talking so much about this title and that title. Who cares about the title? The biggest title you can have is Abdullah. The biggest name that you must have is Abdullah. You have titles, you cannot be higher than the title of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. He has so many names, and when they ask him what is your best name, the name that you love the most, he says Abdullah. His names are endless because Allah's praises for him is endless. But he says, the name I love the most is the servant of Allah. Servant. Are we concentrating on that? And servanthood has its characteristics. So don't concentrate on the name. So what? You have a name. You don't have a name. Doesn't matter. Look to see what your Lord is calling you. Don't look to what other people are calling you. That time, look to see what you are calling yourself. If you are concentrating and saying, oh, what a donkey I am. I did this. What a donkey I am. I did that. Today I did this mistake. What a donkey I am. That time somebody tells you, hey, donkey, you're not going to get upset. You say, yeah, you're right. You're not going to get upset. Then you are going to look to learn, to have more knowledge, to learn. Calls me that because of this. I don't like it. Okay, I don't like it. Why you don't like it? Is it true? But is it true? Yeah, it is. Once you say it is, once you try to, then that time the skies will crack open. Yes, divine knowledge will reach to you because you're knowing yourself. Observe, pull back. What is meditation in Islam? What is fikr in Islam? Fikri, you see? To think, to meditate, to understand, to look deep. You're not to sit with this, not everyone wanting to become like this, sitting like this. My Shaykh is right in front of me, I become one with my Shaykh. You still looking at yourself as a partner to your Shaykh. That is your problem. You're sitting there, my Shaykh is sitting in front of me. Who are you? What are you? You still think that you're like that and your Shaykh is like that? Then you still have duality. La sharika la. You still think you're a partner to your Shaykh? If you're saying he's representing the Prophet ﷺ, Prophet is representing Allah, how you can even think like that? So we need to unlearn so many things. And we cannot be stubborn. Otherwise, you keep on making mistake upon mistake because the stubbornness is a veil. You become more ignorant. And inshallah, may Allah take us away from ignorance. Yeah? To know. To learn. If today you said, I did this wrong thing, I'm asking forgiveness, this is very wrong. You admit, you look. You become more beloved to Allah. Because you're asking for Allah's mercy. I'm saying, I did this, I could have done this better. You're asking for forgiveness. I could have done this better, I did this wrong. Never finishing. That time your station will always endlessly rising. You try to be slick, you try to hide, you try to have excuse. These days people, they have excuse coming out from their pockets through everything. You're doing that, you're going to get stuck. Cannot go anywhere. Inshallah. Allah make us to become stronger and more sincere. May Allah forgive me and bless you. Al-Fatiha. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Drink your tea. Any other question? Yes?
You were saying in the Sohbet last night that we should spend more time with our Shaykh, but we should observe him and to see what he needs. How do we observe our Shaykh, but and not overthink the things he needs? Like,
it's okay, you'll get enough experience. That's just what they call on-the-job training. There's training and there's on-the-job training. They're not although they look similar, is completely different, correct? They're studying for driving examination, driver's test, or to get your license, to have someone helping you to drive, to have the trainer next to you, to drive by yourself, and to drive into the city. Completely different, although they're the same. Now, if you're going to ask, how do I not have any fear driving into the city? Okay? Same way that I study for it and I drive up here, I have no fear. How do you do that? Drive into the city. You are going to make some mistakes. Learn, watch yourself. A lot of things, first time when you're doing it, it seems like it's a lot of things. When you're driving, it seems like the one who doesn't drive, saying how, they say, okay, sit behind the wheel, like that. I can't even talk, I can't even look, I can't do this, I can't do that. Now you see people have been driving for years, they're driving, they're doing everything. Eating, doing this, talking, and like this. And you're driving first time, you say, how can they do this? It's impossible. So things that are impossible, that you're meant to do, it is not impossible, it is very possible. And you're supposed to do that. So you will learn how to walk properly. It takes a lot of practice. You make mistake, it's okay. You understand? Because you're still training. Later on, like right now, it's still okay. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. 10 years, you're still continuing like that. That is the time I'm going to hang you. You cannot continue like that. You cannot be stuck, because there are other things that you need to know. Everybody needs to learn also. Huh? Ya Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum. Allah give everyone more patience and more strength. Any other questions? Women, do you have any question? Don't hesitate. Any men's? Men's. Inshallah. Okay. This much is enough, inshallah. Al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum.